Welcome to Real Estate Success Partner. We're your hosts, Devin and
David Wynn.
and we're here to talk about how to have great success in every market. Today, guys and gals, we've brought along Scott Painter from the Dubuque team. But Scott, you've got somebody really awesome here today. Who'd you bring with you?
I sure do. I have Loan Pham with the Caldwell Banker Apex team.
Loan. So you're with Caldwell Banker, and you're located here in the Dallas-Fort Worth market. How long have you been in real estate?
I've been in real estate almost 3 years. I started out in July. I believe this July will be 3 years.
That's impressive because we've seen your track record, and what you've done in those 3 years is very impressive.
It is. Hang on a second. What'd you do before that?
I was doing I work in the beauty salon. I used to be a business owner as well.
Okay.
Yes.
What kind of business?
It is still in business in beauty business.
Okay.
My background is I've finished college degree here in UTD
Okay.
with finance and accounting.
Okay.
And then I try out a business and it's worked pretty well.
That's awesome.
But I have kids, and I realize I have to sacrifice a lot of time for business, and I lost a lot of time with my kids.
Yeah.
So I decided to solve the business and go out there and work for someone else, so I can have more time with family.
That's what it's all about.
Yes.
Family.
Spending time with our family. And, at the end of the day, I think, a lot of people get wrapped up in the wrong thing. They want to have that independent life, but it is tedious and time consuming. And when you've got littles at home, right, you want to be able to be there to raise them and teach them to be the amazing individuals
Yes.
that they're going to become, right? So I admire you for that, because a lot of people say, no, I'm not going to shut down my business. And you said, no, I need to be there for my family, and I'm going to figure out a new line of work, which is scary for a lot of people. And you transitioned into real estate, and by the way, you did it magnificently.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I'm sure there were some struggles and growing pains in the beginning, right?
Yes,
But we
definitely.
see what you've done in that 3 years. And, quite frankly, we've seen veterans in this industry that don't put up the kind of numbers that you put up. So, I'm honored to have a chance to sit here and get to know you a little bit more and learn more about how you've done.
Oh, my pleasure to be here.
And you said something earlier. You said you owned your own business and you traded your own business to go work for someone. Well, in real estate, you are your own business.
That's right.
You're self-employed. It's just
That's what I realized.
yeah. You just thought you were going to go work for someone else.
Little did you know.
Actually, initially, when I started real estate, I was like, maybe when I do real estate, I have more flexible time with my kids,
Yes.
family, but
Yes.
things go opposite.
Indeed.
It's funny you say that. I did the same thing. I left. I was an executive VP for a company, and you would think I had all the
Dave.
freedom in the world. And I left that business so that I could coach my kids. We just set our own hours. You may be able to pick up your kids at 3:00, but then you come back and you work till 8.
Exactly. Yes.
That's the things they don't tell us in
Yeah.
real estate. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. The freedom they give you to control your own hours, I think it's a blessing in real estate.
Well, one thing I'll say about you, Dave, is that I admire, I see the relationship you have with your two boys.
Oh yeah,
Brother, it's magical.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
But although you're very busy, you're always accessible. You're always so friendly and polite. I just love your energy when I talk to you, and you're smart.
Thank
you're
you.
wise.
Thank you.
Well, and Scott mentioned to me, before the show, he said the one thing I love about Loan is that when I call, she almost always picks up the phone. And what we know is that's not just for Scott. You're not just picking up for Scott. That's the way you treat your consumers too, right? The borrowers, the people
Yes.
that you're helping with the financing of their home, the purchasing of their home. That's special too, because we've all had it, right? Where we reach out to the representative that's helping us, and they're not always available. But you are, and that's a great quality. And even more so, the fact that you're doing that with the kind of numbers that you're putting up, again, just speaks to the service that you provide to your consumers.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. So I'm pretty familiar with Caldwell Apex. You know, they don't provide leads really. It's all self-generated, right? So
Yeah.
So let's talk about how you generate your leads. How do you market yourself? How do you get in front of the people? I mean, how
The good stuff. What
yeah,
everybody
yeah.
wants to know.
This is what we'll just want to know. I mean, what's your secret sauce, Lone?
So I just follow the footsteps of all people, success people that I was trained, I was talked to, I was admired. When they start, some people they have a lot of friends and people they know. They start. That's how they start. I have no one, so I don't know what to do. I have no client, so I do cold call. I call people. I call people that my company training, there was a you do door knocks, you can interact and face to face talk to people.
Yeah.
But that's not my type. When I see stranger, I start like mumbling. I was like the worst scenario. I call them on the phone. They don't know who I am. They might get angry. They just hang up the phone. I'm fine. Just move on.
Right.
That's what I did. I call at least 150 phone call every day. Every day I do it straight for 3 months. And then I start get client from there.
That's awesome.
Yes, and that's the only cold call times that I done. And then after that, I get busy, and now I just work on referral.
Yeah.
People know people, and they just
The sphere of
Yeah,
people that
yeah.
you've worked with, from doing the hard thing for a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
Which is picking up the phone and making phone calls, but even more so, not calling people that you knew. You were just calling people that you didn't know.
No, actually, I call stranger. The
Yeah.
one that you know is the first one walk away from you.
Yeah.
That's my scenario.
So let's talk about this, Lone.
Yeah.
I talked to you a little bit in the green room about your clientele, who you cater to. You have my background of Vietnamese heritage. I think we talked in the green room that 80 to 90% of your clientele is Vietnamese. Right? Were they Vietnamese? Were those 150 phone numbers you were dialing in the beginning all Vietnamese, or they all ethnic groups?
They all Vietnamese.
Okay, so
Yes.
so again,
There's a secret.
I kind of
That's a secret.
I don't want to go there. We all culturally come from different backgrounds, different places, different whatever. In real estate, you're special. There's a market for you. So you jumped into real estate loan and you called 150 Vietnamese citizens or
A day.
a day.
If you didn't catch that, a day.
Yeah. So how did so I'm curious, and they're going to ask us. So maybe I'm from Nigeria, maybe I'm from France, maybe I'm from. How did you get a list of all Vietnamese people?
Oh, I buy there's a website called Circle Prospecting.
Okay.
At the time, I didn't have no money. I
Okay.
paid $39.99 per month.
Okay.
And they give me a whole bunch of radius that I choose.
That's great.
Of course, not. 10% of those numbers is relevant.
Yeah.
So the rest of it's none.
Yes.
But it was just 10-second phone call. So what? I just keep
That's
calling
right.
all of them.
Yeah.
So that's how I get it. And that one gives you a function. There's a function in there. You can filter out the last name.
Yeah.
And that's how I do it. I filter out last name. I choose all the.
That's fantastic.
These are the things our realtors want to hear.
That's
So if you're out there struggling, or you're out there, you need to listen to this lady here.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 years in the business, and if I heard her right, her first 3 months, she's cold calling to Vietnamese people. 10% are good numbers, so that
Yeah.
means 90% are bad numbers.
That's a
And-
lot of
and she's
wrong numbers.
She's just doing the work. And guys, I'm going to tell you right now, if you saw her numbers today, you would fall out of your chair. So I'm glad we're going down this road.
Well, let's talk about that real quick because you dropped a nugget there. What was the name of the site that you utilized to obtain those records?
What is that?
Well, the list. What was the name of the list report that you got? The list of calls.
The leads.
What's the name of the list?
The lead.
Yeah, the company that you purchased
It's called Circle Prospecting.
Circle Prospecting, guys. Circle Prospecting, $39.99 a month, and they gave her a list in her immediate area, specified, in a community that she's familiar with, and it goes back to what we talk about all the time. A lot of people think success is sexy, but what it really is it's consistent and persistently doing the things that you need to do and building that reputation over time. So, what Loan did here is, she made 150 cold calls per day, right? For quite a period of time to develop relationships, eventually utilize those relationships to turn those into prospecting borrowers who purchased homes, and now she's tapped into that sphere.
Yeah.
And this is where your business is coming from today.
Yes.
And you also said something else that was pretty scary there. I sold my business and couldn't afford a list, and I had to squeeze together $39.99 a month to be able to pay for that list. Guys and gals, success is scary. To do the things that are going to create ultimate success, it's scary. And Lone, that's why we admire you, because you looked at that fear in the face and said, I don't care. I got kids. I got to take care of them and support them. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it happen. And here you are today. So, wow.
Wow.
Hats off.
Yeah, at the time I walk in, I just step straight in. It was either I survive or I die.
Yeah.
You have to put yourself in that position. You either survive or you die, and you make it.
That's awesome.
But if you always have backup plan, oh, what if this one doesn't work? I always can do the other one. You won't make it. I mean, you can survive, but you're not knock it to the top.
Yeah, 100%. Well, let me ask you this. You've been doing this for a while now. You've got 3 years under your belt. Is it just you?
Just me. Yeah.
Just you. And let's talk about the experience that you provide your consumers, right? Because we do know that you speak to a specific community. Why Loan? Why do they come to you?
I don't know. Maybe probably when I start out, I start with my own community, because I remember when I buy house,
Yeah.
I couldn't find any good considered to me,
Right.
to my opinion.
I understand.
I mean, I know there's some people offense out there, but to my opinion, I cannot find any considered a good realtor.
Right.
So when I start realtor, I was like, why don't I be the one?
Yeah.
So that's how I started. When I buy house, I move in. I have a hard time to understand how every process work. Even
Right.
I moved 7 times in my life. I still don't know what I'm signing at the signing table. To be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest, right? The documentation and paperwork,
Yes.
it's traditionally in English.
So yes, I decided to make a difference to my people. I explain them clearly what it is on document, and I take care of them even post closing. I have them to transfer all utility, all paperwork, whatever they have situation. Like I have client call me today from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
She asked me, "Hey, which insurance it considers good land?" That's not my responsibility. I still take care of her.
That's all.
Because she have limited English comprehensive, so she need me to double check.
Well,
So
that's awesome. Let's talk about this, Loan. America is a melting pot.
is.
We're a country built on immigrants.
And
You know
let's
what?
be focused. We're in Dallas Fort Worth right now.
Yep.
Where we're located.
Yep. So with that being said, we're a country of immigrants here in this country, and so we have a lot of people from other countries that English is their second language.
That's right.
With that being said, being on the mortgage side, I know whenever you're conducting business and buying the largest purchase of your life.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not a sofa. This is not
Certainly not.
It's the largest purchase of your life.
Yeah.
People tend to regress back to their native tongue or their first language. Why? Because that's the language they understand the most. That's the language they want to speak. And so whether they can speak English or not, people are just more comfortable in their native tongue. So I think you provide a phenomenal service for the Vietnamese community, and for culturally, for whoever out there, I think if you speak another language or that's your first language, I think you got a built-in audience.
Well, that's a great point, Dave. And, a few minutes ago, I mentioned documentation, right? And last time that we looked, the majority of the documentation in real estate and mortgage, it's in English, right? So, when you've got a community that's used to speaking in their native tongue and reading and writing in their native tongue, and they've got these documents that are effectively traditionally being communicated in a language that is not native to them, it can be confusing and overwhelming. However, having somebody from the community that speaks the language, that understands the documentation, you're now able to provide an amazing experience to the community you serve, because they can trust you and they know that you understand what you're explaining, and you can put it in terms that are relevant and make sense to them.
yes,
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge, right? That's
Yep.
absolutely fantastic. So,
And your clientele is quite versed within the Vietnamese culture. You have individuals that do cash buy of houses, but you also have those that need to get a mortgage.
yes,
And talk a little bit about the uniqueness there, in which
Yeah, well, how do you
the
convert somebody
pre-qualification
yeah.
and
Well, you've got somebody who traditionally wants to spend cash and do a one-time purchase. Maybe they don't have enough money to do that for the home of their dreams, right? But they can certainly afford it if they can have some additional financing. How does that work for you, right? You get a lot of cash buyers. Let's say that I've got $500,000 stored or $400,000 stored. The home that I want is $650,000. How do you point some in the direction and say, no worries, we got you. We can still make this work, even with you having the amount of funds that you have today?
So because of my remember I have background is finance and finance
Yeah.
accounting.
Do.
So in that situation, I can help them to explain and make them feel ease first.
Yeah.
And then turn around, I can discuss with the loan officer, people that I know. And then I can help them to get pre-qualified, talk to them,
Yeah.
and explain everything before that they move forward.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So again, it's all about, connecting with the right people in this industry. And, at the end of the day, this is an opportunity you have to utilize your financial background to help people understand the affordability concept and show them how, hey, we can still lead you into that perfect home. And I've got people here behind the scenes that will help you with the additional financing, and we'll make sure that you have a clear understanding of those financial terms in a dialect or language that you understand, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because thanks to that, so some people they, for example, people have 600,000. They want to put it all in one house,
Yeah.
and I can always have them. Hey, you can break this into two houses and one in investment. That will be your retirement. Because of that, so I get more and more and more clients because they was like, oh, they realize, oh, this lady she know more than just a realtor, just selling and buying homes.
That's right.
She can help me with something else. She can help me to arrange retirement or help me to do more investment. That's a huge plus right there.
Well, that's another
Yeah.
that's another mic drop moment right there, right? That's a nugget because your top end realtors and your true entrepreneurs see the value and how those funds can actually be utilized, right? And instead of saying, hey, investing all your money into one home, let's take some of that money, let's transition so you can buy 2, 3, 4 homes. Now you have potential income that's earned with the appreciation of these homes over time.
Exactly.
And you're building long-term financial success where you've got that consumer that came out and said, I'm going to buy one house. Loan, you're helping to buy 2, 3 homes and setting them up for true financial freedom, right?
Yes.
That's a pro tip. And you said you've been in this for 3 years, and you're over here giving your consumers a very professional experience. I think that comes from that business background that you talked about, right? You studied this, and then you owned your own business, and now you're helping other people understand how they can actually utilize the funds that they have to become very financially wealthy. Yeah, that's great. What a great service that you provide. I absolutely love that. Kudos to you.
Thank you.
So I'm sorry, Scott, go ahead.
in working with you, I have learned that in addition to you just being so friendly and intelligent, you really do try to get to understand the individual and be able to help them meet the needs that they've got. And you don't bring an attitude of superiority, or you just are so personal with everyone. And I love that about you.
That's probably my niche.
Yeah.
So I usually, very first time I met my client, I can show them the house on that day. Only after that days, I figure out exactly, can imagine in my mind the house they like.
Right.
And then the second time I find them, there's hundreds of houses on market.
That's right.
I pick right at the right house that they want, they desire. and I can show in second show. I don't have to show them months to months.
That's your superpower.
That's
That's
right.
your
Because,
superpower, you know?
yeah.
Spending a few minutes really truly getting to understand
Yeah.
your borrower
I really pay attention to detail.
and knowing your inventory. Because you're on it's not just knowing what the consumer's asking for, but what you're talking about here too is actually again in your true professional, formatting. You know the inventory that's on the market, so you can go, well, based on what they've told me, I know where the perfect house is.
Yes.
Go look at that one. And again, guys, we're in Dallas Fort Worth. There's a lot of houses here. So for you to have that superpower of, transitioning somebody's ideas and dreams into reality. Wow. Like again, I've said it before, but where's the cape, Loan? we got a full blown superhero today. So I love it. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Dave, you were about to say something earlier.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. What percentage of your clientele is first time home buyers?
Percentage of clientele first time home buyer, huge.
Yeah, I imagine
Yes, I would say more than 50%.
more than 50% first time home buyers.
Yes.
Yeah. And what me being Vietnamese also.
Yeah.
How many of them are first generation immigrants here?
I would say about 30% first generation.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I tell people all the time, it's the American dream.
That's what I said. The American dream.
American dream is to own a house, because that's not a dream you can have in our country.
But
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
one house with Loan. She's helping them buy multiple homes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And building a portfolio of them.
Yeah.
yeah. Some of my clients, they initially just want to buy a house, and now they become investor. They own 3-4 houses now, in just a short time period.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing. I love it. Well, one of the things that we always like to talk about here, Dave's got a great question that we bring up on pretty much every show, but I think it's a great question, Dave, and I'd love you to put that one out there, brother.
Yeah. So 3 years in the business in real estate. What's the one transaction or whatever that meant the most to you, or what you looked at that and said, "This is why I'm in real estate."
This is why.
What's so special to you?
Yes, there's one very emotional. I actually cry when I sit at a dining table. I cry for real.
Okay.
That couple, they've been here, I think somewhere around 17, 19 years.
Okay.
They're unable to buy a house. They always live in rental. And the reason is some other realtor, when they hear about their income,
Yeah.
they was like, no, your income too low to buy a house. They walk away, even try to find way to help them.
Yeah.
So a couple months ago, I mean 3 months ago, I helped them. I was like, why don't we try this? Why don't we try that? Why don't we put our income of your family together? Because he have 2 adult kids.
Right.
And I finally figured out, me and one of the Vietnamese loan officer, we figured out a way to help him to buy a house.
That's awesome.
Yes, it's just small house, but it's brand new.
Doesn't matter.
The fact is brand new house, and he was like, he walked in the house, was like, oh my God, I can't believe that before I die, I can have a house. They cry at the dining table. I was like, oh my God, this is why I love being a realtor.
Yes.
Yes.
That was you, Lon.
Yeah.
You did that. You made their dreams come true.
It is.
Because think of it this way, other realtors told them they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You said, let's figure this out. And I want to talk about that just a second here. We live in America, but it's Western civilization. There's 1,000 other cultures out there that are culturally different. And so what I mean by that is this, in other cultures, generational family lives together. What I mean by that is mom, dad lives with parents all the way down the line.
Right.
So it's not, you got to get out of your mind Western civilization or Western culture, because guess what? This family here may have 3 generations of family all living under one roof, but yet they're thinking, I'm only going to have 2 people on the loan, whenever you can have multiple people on the
right.
loans, or a combination or whatever, because culturally that's what the people do. And so that's great that you figured it out. And you got to be able to know that, you got to know culturally, hey, this
3 years. I mean, come on. Creative financial solutions, right? And you've got, I promise you that some of those agents that they spoke to prior to that had multiple years in the industry and were turning them away. And you were able to sit down and identify that there were options out there to get them qualified. and you led them to their dream again. I mean, that's again, that just shows why you're having such great success. Because when somebody comes to you, it's not, can you buy a home? It's, we're going to help you get it. The question is, how are we going to get you there?
Yes.
And you're going to find the solution for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, again, honored. I'm honored to be here with you today, because these are amazing qualities, and it just shows why you're the superstar agent that you are today. So, congratulations on your success.
Thank you.
Truly.
Thank you.
Well, one thing I always like to ask about, you mentioned it earlier, so you've got some family at home. Talk about that. You're busy doing all this real estate. What's your job and family look like? How's that look?
Family time is seeing I do real estate. I barely see my kids. I do barely see my kids. But I try to save time when I got home around 3, 4 p.m.
Yeah,
I try to save time from 4 until 9. They go to bed.
that's
And then after they go to bed, that's my work time again.
yeah.
Like I mentioned from beginning, I thought that this one give me more break time, but actually not. I work more.
Right.
And then after that, I figure out, okay, work at night is not working for me. So I start sleep early and I wake up around 3, 4 a.m. So I work until they wake up for school. I drop them to school
Yeah.
and then go back home and work again. Yep, I'm just on like that. I barely don't have time for myself, but I do have time for my kids, just a few hours.
How many kids do you have?
I have 3.
Okay.
My oldest, he's will be 23 in July.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, and my other is 9 and 11. All boys.
I'll tell you this much. They may not respect it as much now, but when they get older and know the effort that you put forth to give them that FaceTime from 4 to 9 every single day, right? What you did to create that time with them, and look back on that years from now, they're going to look at you as a superhero. They're going to know what mom did, sacrifices that you made to make sure that they had a great life. And again, you should be proud of yourself. You're doing some awesome things out there for your community, but you're doing even bigger things at home, because you're taking that time to help create your children into the best versions of themselves, and helping them to see what it takes to have great success. So, again, honored to have you here.
Well, I heard in this whole thing. We all have 24 hours in a day. I'm pretty sure last time I saw, no one had more hours than that. But you know what? When people say I don't have time to do this or do that, you pick what's important to you, and you chose what's important to you. Your
Yeah.
kids and stuff like that. But I heard something that same 24 hours. You get up at 3 or 4 a.m. to start your workday. So you do what's important to you. I think that's what I got out of it.
Yeah.
So when you love it enough or you want it enough, you make time for it.
That's it.
Like I love real estate. The more I do it, the harder, the more challenge I'm going to every day.
Yeah.
Make me love it more.
I'm with you, Lone. I love this business. I
do too.
I can't. I breathe, eat, and sleep real estate 7 days a week. In fact, my friends are going, "Are you answering that phone at 9 o'clock at night?" I go, "I love."
Yes, I am.
Even to this day, I lead.
Yes.
I lead a pretty big team here at the Dubuque branch, and my blood flows when I'm negotiating, when I'm able to help someone get into a
Exactly.
house, or whenever I get a call and say, "Hey, can we do this?" I instantly go into, how do I help? How can I do it? It can be at 8 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock in the morning, but it gets my.
Well, and Dave, you and I talk at all hours of the day too, right?
Oh yeah.
We're opening up the morning with conversations. We're talking to the evening almost every single night, just to make sure that we're keeping our finger on the pulse and doing the things that are necessary. And I love it. I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change anything about what we do, and I think you feel that you've got that same passion about you, right?
Yes.
Where you love what you do, and man, it doesn't become work. And you even though you're getting up and starting these early hours, you enjoy it, right? It's part of who you are. It's in your blood.
Yeah, I feel like doing this is not about making money. It's about you help people to fulfill their dream.
For sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's
Well,
really-
you know what? I love that you say that, because of that gift that you have, the money comes, because I've seen your production, girl. So I love that. You love what you do, the passion that you give in real estate, all that stuff. And, you do this not for the money, but for the passion and the love of people and to help people. And like I said, I think they say in all businesses, don't chase the money, do what you love and the money will come. So whatever it is, get good at what you're doing and the money will come.
Well, Lone, we would love to have you here all day. but we know you've got families to serve, including your own, and we got to get you back out there doing the things that you do. Is there anything we could have covered today that we missed?
That's pretty much today. It was my pleasure to be here with you all.
Yeah.
And
Pleasure's all here.
here I would like to take the chance to thanks to all my clients who support me in the last almost 3 years in real estate. I will do my best and I will try to learn more and do better to help more people to achieve American dream.
Run that back one more time in Vietnamese. When
Yeah.
your community needs to hear.
Yeah, talk to them in Vietnamese.
In Vietnamese.
Please.
Okay. Dạ chào các bạn. Hôm nay Long muốn nhân cái cơ hội này để mà cảm ơn tới sự support của tất cả các bạn trong suốt thời gian qua. Qua đây Long sẽ là cố gắng hơn, học hỏi nhiều hơn để mà làm tốt hơn để giúp các bạn tìm được những ngôi nhà đẹp và tốt hơn nữa. Xin chào.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you
ma'am.
for
Thank
that.
you.
So, when the people out there want to find you, first off, what communities do you serve? What areas of Texas do you serve?
I serve in so many cities. It can be in Salina, Frisco,
That's my neck of the woods.
yes, Arlington, all over from east to west. I sell
DFW
everywhere.
and surrounding
DFW, yes,
communities.
everywhere.
And when the people out there want to find you, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
The best way is text me or call me, but text me is I respond the best. So text me at 972-679-7345. Or you can contact me through email at loan.phamcapex@gmail.com.
Can you say that in Vietnamese, please? How the Vietnamese community can reach you?
Okay, nếu mà các bạn muốn liên lạc với Loan thì vui lòng text hoặc là nhắn tin Loan ở số điện thoại là 972 679 7345 hoặc là send email tới Loan ở loan.pham capex@gmail.com.
Awesome. So we'll put that down in the lower thirds for those of you that are watching. For those of you that are listening, if you come check out, our podcast on YouTube, we'll have all that in the comments or Facebook and Instagram. You'll see it there too in the description. So we'll make sure we get that contact out there because guys and gals, if you're looking for assistance, and I don't care what community you're in, as long as it's here in the DFW, Loan is going to take amazing care of you.
Thank you.
So again, thank you so much for being here today. Scott, brother, we're glad to have you here today as well.
Thank you.
We know you serve on the loan side of the community. Talk about that. Are you just here in Texas?
I am licensed in Texas, and I am fairly new into the business myself. I was a business owner before and had a varied career. So I really appreciate how Loan has that full understanding of the financial management, financial needs of individuals and families. But I love serving a diverse community.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like she's really touched your heart today, Scott.
She has.
I could feel that love, brother. So, Scott, when the folks out here in Texas want to find great assistance, and I know he mentioned he's new, but I promise you he's on our team. He's got the right support. Scott, when they want to find you, brother, how do they find you?
The best way to find me is through my email, scott.painter, Painter, at clickinclose.com. That's SCOTT period PAINTER at CLICKNCLOSE.com. Or you can call me directly at 972-898-4605. That's 972-898-4605. And I'm looking forward to helping you.
There we go, Scott. So we'll put that again down in the comment section. So if you want to find Scott, you can certainly find him. And again, I assure you, you're going to get great service because Scott has all the resources of my team. And we
And it's an
definitely
awesome team.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So, man, I love it. I'm feeling the love in this room today. How about you, David?
I feel it.
Yep. Hey, anything you'd like to throw out there before we wrap up today?
I think we covered it all. I know this. If whether you're Vietnamese or whatever ethnic group you are, I would call Loan Pham. Just her experience and her background shows that she really cares. She really knows her business. But especially if you're Vietnamese, reach out to her. She knows what you're looking for. She knows the culture. She knows who to get you in contact with and what to do. And with Scott here, we have the full resources. I've been in this business quite a long time. We have a massive team that can support all ethnic groups.
Yeah. Well, and I'll walk that back too, because one of the great things that Loan does is, if you're concerned about purchasing a home and you don't understand the paperwork and documentation, and you are Vietnamese, she's going to be able to walk you through that and make sure you have a clear understanding of what you're signing and why, so you can feel confident when you go out there to find your dream home. So thank you again, Loan and Scott, for being here today. Man, I feel enlightened just having you both here on the show. It's been a great time. So, well, guys and gals, we're your real estate success partners. I'm Devin and David.
I'm David Wynn.
And if you want to check us out, you can find us at www.realestatesuccesspartner.com. Again, that's realestatesuccesspartner.com. Or if you want to watch the video, and we think you might, come over to YouTube. You'll find us here at the Debut Team. Again, that's the Debut Team. Make sure you subscribe if you like the content, and we absolutely appreciate those reviews. That gives us more motivation and juice to be able to keep these things moving forward. So again, if you get over there, please subscribe. But until the next time, we'll see you then.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
That's it.
Awesome.
That's all right.
What do you think?
Killed it.
It was better.